Ready like Freddy. We are live. Let's go. We live now on this beautiful Tuesday. On this beautiful rainy Tuesday. It is absolutely beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are coming on, please hit that like button, hit that share button. Tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know Prophet Ramon Preston, the Ramon Preston Show, and the whole squad. We are live in his house right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta on this beautiful Tuesday, because this is the day that the Lord has made. We are already rejoicing and we're glad in it because we winning, you're winning, this is your season, and that should give you a reason to not only give God glory, but to give yourself a pat on the back because you made it to another day. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are coming on, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I am your host, Ramon Preston, and every Monday through Friday, we bring you information that is specifically, exclusively, strategically, and emphatically designed to help you start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. And maybe a lot of you are like me. You've got all of the above going on. You've got businesses, you've got ministries, you've got income streams and wealth building dreams, and you're just needing information to help start whatever those things are, structure those things, and scale those things. Well, that's what the show is all about. All the information that we share on this show Monday through Friday is a direct extension of my life personally. I really don't teach anything or share anything that I'm not either living or at least voicing my opinion on because I may have an alternative that may be better. So it's not like I don't throw shade. It's not like I don't talk against certain things or that I don't disagree with certain things, because I do. We all have our opinions. But when I do, I at least have something that I believe is a better alternative. But all the information that we share with you on the Ramon Preston Show is a direct extension of my life that I am living. And because I'm living it, I'm able to incorporate it into my organization. And because I'm incorporating it into my organization and I see the success and the results, I share that with you. So this information is a part of our entire organization, whether it's our consulting group, our coaching program, or our online business and financial training program. This is the information that we share. This information is a reflection and an extension of our beliefs, our philosophies about biblical wealth, about economics, and I want to see you get to the next level. So if you would be so kind, I want you to hit that like button. I want you to hit the share button. You can tag some family members and friends. Shout out to all of you on Facebook, on YouTube, or whatever the audio or video platform that you're on. We're actually working towards converting this content into a podcast as well. We're working on a whole lot of things. Every day I walk in the office, I got a new idea. So we got a lot of things that we're working on. And today I actually titled the show something that I might do it every Tuesday. I titled today's show Trending Topics in Business. So I don't know if we're going to start doing like a Trending Tuesday, because I get so much information on a daily basis. And I really hardly ever carve out a day to really share a lot of the information that I get that reflects some of the trending topics in business, some of the trending topics in economics, some of the trending topics. And again, some of this information may not necessarily be something that you care about or you consider to be valuable. But when you are positioning yourself to really get wealthy, when you're positioning yourself to become a superb, successful business or organizational leader, a lot of the information that is shared on public platforms is going to be very valuable to you, not necessarily to build your whole life and your organization around, but a lot of that information is valuable just to give you a gauge, just to give you an idea of what's happening around you, because you have your own economy, right? You as a person, you have your own economy. Your family or your household has its own economy. Your community, your church, your social groups, they all have their own economies. But collectively, in your city, in your state, in your country, we all collectively have our own economies as well. And then there's a world economy. There's a intergalactic economy. You know, that's one of the reasons why Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they ready to go out of orbit, because they believe that there's a intergalactic, like not just world, but this global like world, this universal economy that they want to tap into. So not to get too weird, not to get too out of context with what I want to talk about today, but I just want to focus on a few trending topics in business. Now, if you can, I want you to drop the city that you're watching us from in the comments. Can you do that for me? Can you please drop the name of the city in the comments, especially all of you that are on Facebook watching me? I want to challenge you to beef up your engagement, beef up your interaction, because them jokers over there on YouTube, they engage us. We get people responding to us every day, literally, from YouTube, people who are really hungry for valuable information that can help change and transform their businesses and their finances. And so if you could drop the name of the city in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Shout out to all of you who are already a part of our one-year business coaching program. We have over 30 people, probably like 32 people that represent our business coaching program today, all of whom are like, they're just in it. They're just taking in that information. They're learning the principles, and they're putting those principles to practice. And we've got so many success stories. We got so many testimonials. We've got so many praise reports of so many of you who are a part of our one-year business coaching program. For those of you that have never participated in a business coaching program, I'm not talking about life coaching. I'm not talking about relationship coaching. If you've never participated in a business coaching program, I double dare you to give it a shot, especially if it's a legitimate business coaching program. Or all you got to do is just drop your information in the comments if you want to talk to somebody who's a part of our business coaching program. Of course, if you call me or one of my team members, we're going to give you the game. We're going to give you the good. We might give you a little bad and a little ugly, but for the most part, we want to highlight our scores, our wins. But if you want to speak to somebody who's a part of our business coaching program, let them tell you what's really going on. And then you can make that decision for yourself. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to keep in mind that throughout the show, there's information that I share with you that we put in the comments. So if you look in the comments or in the description of each of our shows, you will see the information to discounts that we offer, programs that we're introducing. You'll see information on how you can take advantage of opportunities, whether they are free complimentary consultations. Last week, when was that? About 2 weeks ago, we offered free business consultations. And we had several people 2 weeks ago that took advantage of it. All week, 2 weeks ago, from Monday through Friday, we offered free business consultations. And we were able to speak with several people who took advantage of those free business consultations. So I want you to get in on it. I want you to participate. I want you to engage. Remember, one of my assignments as a prophet, as a pillar in the faith community, and just as a business owner and an entrepreneur, as a go-getter, one of my assignments, excuse me, is to really help educate you and train you and expose you to the right principles and practices to really set you on the course to success. I'm not teaching people principles to be comfortable. I'm not teaching people principles to be middle class. I'm not teaching people principles to just get by. I'm teaching people principles that I live by, which are principles to build wealth, principles to have a legacy, principles to be multimillionaires, billionaires, principles to become high 6-figure, 7-figure earners so that you can hire your spouses, so you can hire your children, so you can be a blessing to your church, so you can help your community, so that you can be that person that people look up to because you put yourself in that position. None of that stuff is going to happen if you don't get the right principles and the right practices. If you have any question while I'm talking about some of the trending topics in business that I think are worth talking about, I want you to dial 678-922-1963 extension number 1. 678-922-1963 extension number 1. And when you dial that number, it's going to come directly, it's going to reroute directly to my cell phone, and I'll be able to answer the call, and I could answer your question while we're live on the show. So shout out to all of you that are continuing to participate, to engage. We talking about trending topics in business, trending topics in business. Now, there are quite a few things that I can talk about today, but let me start with one very important trending topic, because I got a couple emails. I sign up for everybody's email list. Anything that's got to do with business, anything that's got to do with money, anything that's got to do with leadership, anything that's got to do with personal development, anything that's got to do with getting the bag and just investing. I'm probably signed up for most of it. At least if it comes my way, I'm going to sign up for it. I'm going to subscribe. I don't mind getting text messages all day from these people. I don't mind getting 30 emails a day from these people. I don't mind them sending me information in the mail. I love it because it lets me know that I'm headed somewhere, and it keeps reminding me. This is a good footnote for some of you who really don't have the motivation sustained for you throughout the course of the day. You need to sign up for everybody's subscriptions and emails and text messages who are talking about things that you know you want to be about. I'm not just talking about people goofing off, people sending you memes and people sending you goofy videos about stuff that doesn't matter. I'm talking about information and data and content that's really helping you. Of course, a lot of people are looking to sell you products and services, but it ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't nothing wrong with people selling you products and services, or pushing you, or leaning in to get your attention, to get you to buy what they selling. That's what they're supposed to do, especially when they know their products and services are valuable. You and I, we should be doing the same thing every day. But that's a good footnote for you, okay? I want you to start signing up for the emails and for the text messages. I think we send emails and text messages out at least once a day for something, whether it's for our show, whether it's to our coaching clients, whether it's to real estate clients, whether it's to prospects, people that are in our ecosystem but never really bought or purchased anything. We send stuff out on a regular basis because I duplicate what people doing to me, and people doing it to me, but I also use that like as a daily reminder throughout the course of my day. Because every time you get an email notification and it's somebody talking about business or money or selling a product, it kind of reminds you, get your bag, get on your game, dog. Come on, sis. Come on, boo. Tighten up. Don't stay in depression. So you might need to incorporate that into your daily routine and your habits, so that you're able to get those text message reminders and those email reminders. So one of the things that I consider to be a trending topic today in business is it's inspired. This one topic is inspired from a few emails that I have gotten just within the last day or so. We're talking about from yesterday to today. This is Tuesday, June the 22nd. Monday and Tuesday. They must have been planning this all weekend. So I've gotten several emails just within the last day or so, from yesterday to today. And one particular advisory group, they're considered to be a wealth advisory group who sent me several of these emails. And one of their emails really stood out to me. Because in the subject of their email, they were challenging me as a potential customer or client to review my personal financial situation. And their subject line was actually a question. When was the last time, I'm not sure if I'm wording it correctly, but it was somewhere to the extent that they were asking me, when was the last time, bruh, you reviewed your personal financial situation? Now, for me, I do it every day. But for most people who might be on their email list, it probably resonates with them different, because that's really a good question. And so once I started reading the email, the body, the information, the content that they had in it, here's how the email started. Y'all better hear me on this. What my dad-in-law say? Y'all don't hear me. My dad-in-law, I love him, man. I love Apostle. He's a blessing.
He is.
I love him.
Me too. Y'all don't hear me.
Oh, somebody just called me. I wonder if it was I just missed a call. You just missed it. I'm always saying that, right?
And you missed it.
Let me call him right back. I don't know if he was calling for me.
Thank you for calling RP Enterprise.
Wow.
So you put
If you know your party.
Say what? I'm calling myself.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, y'all. Hold up. I got a potential client that's calling me, so I need to see what's going on. Let me give him a call right back. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get that email. I mean that call.
Yeah. They probably.
Hello, you've reached Forbes.
Hey, this Rick.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is Ramon. I'm on a live show right now. That's why I didn't get your call. Everything okay with you?
Yes, sir. I apologize for the interruption. My bad, man.
It's okay. It's okay. It's never interruption, especially when you're calling for business. So you were looking into our program that you saw online?
I was looking at your website, looking at what you offer, your live events, your merchandise. On point. On point. I'm a direct marketing specialist, and I just wanted to see if you had anybody to write your emails to get people to convert, to buy the merch, to land on your live event so that they can join. That way they can attend your classes and seminars. And heck, I might even attend too.
That's good. Yeah, I actually do have a company that does that for me. I do.
Ah, shit.
But where are you located at, Rick?
I'm in Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay, but listen, what you can do, you can send me your information and the details of what you do, and I'll definitely take a look through it and give you a call back once our live show is over with, okay?
Yes, sir, most definitely. I appreciate your time, Ramon.
Okay, so you want to email that to me?
Yes, sir, I'll email it to you. Is the best one at info@RamonPearson.com, or is there a better one I can email?
That's it. It's info@RamonPreston, Preston. Yeah, if you email that, I'll get it directly to my phone, and I'll look through it and I'll give you a call back, okay?
Yes, sir, I'll have it to you over momentarily.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Appreciate you calling me back.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Bye-bye. He trying to sell me. He good, ain't he? He like, listen, I like your stuff. However, who do you have? Did y'all just see that? He was selling me. I love it, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to reach out with a great attitude and look out. But back to my point. Guess what? Before he called me with his pitch, he went to my website and he looked at the content. And, he threw a little hook in. Got a little game, too, don't he?
Yeah, he
See, I got business savvy, but I got a little street savvy too. I'm from the hood, so you know I think I got a little game now. I can pick up when somebody really got some juice that they flowing with. So anyway, when I open up the body of this email, that's what I was talking about before I called my boy Rick. When I opened this body up to this email, it was a wealth advisory group that sent me this email. And their question was basically, when was the last time you reviewed your financial situation? Okay? And so when I opened up the email, here's how the email starts. I'm making a point with this, y'all. The email starts like this. The one certainty in life is change. The one certainty in life is change. Now, if you're following the trends in business today, if you're following the trends in economics today, if you're following the trends in investments, in stocks, in cryptocurrency, if you're following any of these trends, what you might not be paying a lot of attention to is why a lot of these industries, markets, and ecosystems are actually trending. Why are they trending? Here's why. The key word, change. Change. In other words, when economic climates in any economic system, in any social system, in any human system, when economic climates, quote unquote, change, guess what happens? People start taking reviews of their situation. So let me give you an example to make it not as sophisticated in business, but to make it as simple as I can just with human interaction. If someone dies in your family, if there's a divorce, if there's a layoff with an important family member, if there's a sickness, if something happens where there's a fire in your apartment, or if two of the tires in the car go out, or the engine blows, if there's any type of incident that takes place in your life, just on a personal level, that incident creates a change, and it forces you, at least momentarily, to do what? To take a review of your situation. So you could be sitting on the side of the road, two of your tires flat, smoke coming out the car, and what's happening in your mind? Oh Lord, I ain't got no money. All I got is $300 saved. I don't get paid the next Tuesday. Who can I call? Can I get a loan? I'm gonna have to get a payday loan. Like, all these things start going through your mind. In other words, when an incident happens, and if that incident is big enough that happens, it forces you to change. And the first change that it forces you to look into is your perspective or your point of view about your situation. This is so powerful, y'all, because this is why this has become one of the biggest trending topics in business and economics and in finances and investments today, because experts, big businesses, hedge funds, investment firms, private equity groups, even small entrepreneurs who are just locally, if they have their fingers on the pulse of what's going on, they can see, just by information and just by the way behavior patterns are being executed in people's lives, they can see, y'all, they can see that this pandemic has challenged everyone to change, and that money is on almost everybody's mind. Even the super spiritual people who always hollering about, it ain't about money. Money ain't everything. And I don't need that. I just want to be comfortable. Yeah, but you getting your behind up every day, going to work, chasing after the same money you say ain't all that. But people who are experienced, people who are educated, people who understand the value of economic stability, financial freedom, business ownership, investments, people who understand all those things, they are the ones creating content and bringing this content to people like you in order to introduce you to an opportunity to review your financial situation. So here is a major wealth advisory group sending out content, basically asking potential clients and even current clients on their email list, in their database, when was the last time have you reviewed your financial situation? Because they know, in no uncertain terms, ladies and gentlemen, so that I don't confuse you today, they all know, and a lot of people who are in that world knows, they all know collectively that financial stability is a trending topic. Financial stability is a trending topic. This is one of the reasons why they're offering complimentary financial reviews. They're giving people like you and I an opportunity to have a sit down and to make sense of all the stuff that might be going on in your mind. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road with this, because I have a few other things that I want to talk about today. But here's where the rubber meets the road. Most of the things that have happened since March of 2020 up to now, we're talking about what, 16 months? 16 months ago this week, we were quarantined. Everybody had to stay home. Everything shut down. America basically told the world we closed. That's what America told the world 16 years ago. I mean, 16 years ago. Wow, where am I?
How?
You see what happened every time I get a text or something?
Yeah.
That's why I keep my ringer off, huh?
Yeah, because you get distracted.
Yeah, I get distracted when I hear stuff, when I'm focused.
Like, how did you get here?
Yeah, I'm in my zone and I'm like 16 years
You're
ago.
gone.
Yeah, I'm gone. So anyway,
Your element.
16 months ago, today, we were quarantined. So for the last 16 months, this pandemic, this medical pandemic has created a economic pandemic. And both of those medical and economic pandemics have collectively challenged everyone on the planet to change, because change is inevitable.
That's good.
But watch this. Your response to the change is not inevitable. Your response to the change is optional. Because you have to make a choice. Here's where the rubber meets the road. Do I respond to this change with fear, or do I respond to this change with faith? Now don't just take that into the spirit realm and don't bring it back into the natural realm. Because a lot of people within the last 16 months, this is what I've been pounding into all of our clients for the last 16 months. I've been pounding into them. Has it been 16?
It's been like 12.
March, April, May, June. 15 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be correct because I know some people call me out. It wasn't 16 months, it was 15. He all off. 30 doggone days, like whatever. Okay, 15 months. Anyway, I've been pounding this, y'all, on our clients that this is not the time to retract. This is not the time to contract. In other words, this is not the time to slow down. This is not the time to go into this mode of, well, I'm just gonna seek the Lord. I'm just getting ready to pray and just let God show me. You finna miss it. This is the time to lean in. This is the time to expand. But how can you actually pull that trigger? It's going to be based on you responding to this inevitable change that's taking place in our world. It's going to be your ability to respond to that with faith and not with fear. Let me explain to you the difference, not just spiritually, but practically and naturally. When you respond in fear, here's what you're responding to. We hear people say false evidence appearing real. In other words, when you respond in fear when it comes to business, when it comes to finances, when it comes to your economic life, here's what you're responding to: a lack of the right information. Because if fear is considered to be false evidence appearing real, false evidence, that means it's not real information. It's not the right information. So you've heard things in the last 15 months. You've seen things in the last 15 months. You understand the impact that what has happened in the last 15 months have had on you in certain areas of your life, right? But here's the thing, you can still choose not to respond to that data. You can choose to say, you know what? I need to listen to more people like Ramon Preston, because he's talking about not just ignoring the data, not just ignoring the information, but actually replacing it with the right information that gives me the ability, that gives me the capacity to lean in and seize what may very well be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity has showed up for a lot of people. It has showed up through stimulus checks. It has showed up through disaster loans. It has showed up through PPP loans. And guess what? For many people that I have personally talked to that run businesses and organizations that have not even received any of those. I know people who haven't received stimulus checks because they make too much money. I know people who haven't taken advantage of PPP loans or economic disaster loans because they really didn't need it. They were well off. And guess what? They have excelled in the last 15 months because they did what most people who are creating this content are doing. They leaned in. Instead of them saying, oh, I ain't finna do this no more. I'm gonna just wait until this thing blow over. I'll start back in 2023. Let me tell you something. By the time you get into 2023, what you're doing now might not even exist. Your type of business might not even be needed. And you're going to be trying to do something in 2 years that was dying this year. But if you would have leaned in, you would have caught the trend, rolled that wave, and morphed into the next new form of what that business will look like in 2023. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. I'm preaching better than you responded. I'm telling you. What did I wish you had a mic. You know, what did I tell you we were going to do when I first walked in the office? I was talking about how we're going to reset our business model.
Pivot.
We were going to pivot. Didn't I just say that? I say we getting ready to put together. We got to call the whole team together when I get back from Miami. Yep. We was in there reading our signs, got beautiful signs in our conference room. I wish I could show y'all. But when I walked in and we in there reading the signs and talking, I said we got to bring the team together, because once I come back from Miami next week, one of the first things I want to do is sit down and strategize on what the next big move is that I sense in my spirit that we need to lean into. Yeah. But guess what? Most people who are in our position, they wouldn't even do that. They wouldn't even be thinking about it. They wouldn't be thinking about it because they'll be too scared. Because it's like, oh, I don't want to mess up this. It's going too good right now. I got an online platform. I got a network that's growing. I got coaching clients, and I got consulting business, and I got real estate. None of that means nothing, because we don't know how much of that is going to even exist, and we will not know what it looks like on the other side if we don't pull it into the future and let it morph into its next best version. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. So some of you right now, you dragging, and excuse my hood vernacular, but you dragging your behind with ideas. You dragging your behind with concepts. You dragging your behind with business. And what's trending right now is people's financial stability. Everybody wants to be financially stable. And guess what? If everybody wants to be financially stable, or at least most people, because you're included, they are looking for means and ways to create financial stability. Here's another side of this trending topic that I'm on right now. Because if most of us want financial stability, matter of fact, how many of you agree with me that most people today, more than what it was 15 months ago, most people today want financial stability? How many of you can agree with me on that? I believe there are more people who want financial stability today and who are more aware of it today than they were 15 months ago. And there's a whole lot of people who wanted financial stability 15 months ago, but they were not as aware of how important it is like they are now. Some of you know, before COVID hit, before the quarantine hit in March of 2020, you may have wanted financial stability, but if you will be honest with me today, you might be one of the ones to say, you know what? I didn't know how bad I wanted it, and I didn't know how important it was like I do now. But the last 15 months have taught a lot of people financial stability is important. So there are a lot of people who are creating what is now a trending topic. That's why this is a trending topic. Financial stability is a trending topic because a lot of people are wanting financial stability, and then the people who wanted it before COVID are even more aware of how important it is, and they want it even more. So what this means is, let me break some of this down. What this means is there are a whole lot of people rushing the market. Oh my God, I hope y'all understand. Man, I'm gonna be like Nostradamus when people go back and watch my videos in like 5 years. I am. I'm gonna be like the prophetic Nostradamus, or what my man Paul Mooney used to say, Negrodamus. He called himself Negrodamus. Listen, y'all, now that this is a trending topic, there are more people who are rushing the markets. They're rushing the markets. They're rushing the stock market, bond market. They're rushing crypto markets. They're rushing investing in real estate. They're rushing these markets, right? And why are they rushing these markets? Because they are responding to this trending topic of wanting financial stability. But a lot of people are not rushing the markets in faith. They're rushing these markets in fear. Because back to my point, fear is false evidence appearing real, meaning that fear is a result of the wrong information. Bad information, old, antiquated information that doesn't work in 2020. I'm talking about old information about money, old information about running a business, old information about sales and marketing, old information about scaling a business, old information about growing your business, old information about becoming wealthy. So a lot of people are rushing the market, but they're using old information that has created this fear or this phobia. So now they're rushing the market, but guess what they're rushing the market to do? To find stability in unstable systems. Oh my God. They're looking for stability in unstable systems. So that's why people don't mind putting their money in cryptocurrency. They don't mind putting their money in banks. They don't mind putting their money in investment accounts. I know people right now who work on jobs, they're maxing out all of their retirement plans. You know why? Because what they're seeing is, I need more stability. Because if something like this ever happens again, I'm going to be out. It's going to be over for me. I can't suffer another pandemic. I can't suffer another economic collapse. In other words, I've got to operate in fear now rather than operate in faith. Because in order for you to operate in faith, I told y'all that's not just a spiritual thing. Because the Bible says faith without works is dead. So faith actually, to some extent, outside of your salvation, because that's one of those gray areas where some people feel like you need a certain level of knowledge to get saved. I don't know if that's as accurate as it needs to be, and I don't want to have a theological discussion on this show, but my point is, to some extent, your faith without works is dead, which means there needs to be a certain level of information provided for you in order for your belief in that information to kick in. Because it's hard to believe something you don't know, right? So once you start hearing information about something, you give yourself an opportunity for your belief in that information to kick in. And then when your belief in that information kicks in, now you can put that belief in that information to work. So faith without works is dead. So I have to hear a certain level of information to some extent. I have to respond to the information, believing in the information, and then I got to put that information to work. So that would mean in today's economic climate, in June of 2021, one of the most important things you can do is educate yourself on business, on financial literacy, on economics, not just from an academic perspective, but from a practical day-to-day operations perspective. That means you're not just learning theories of business and finances and economics. You're learning about the practice. How do I start a business? How do I structure a business? How do I scale a business? How do I take my ideas and my concepts and package those things into products and services? How do I market myself? How do I create a sales system and a cycle and a program for my company? How do I partner with people? How do I take revenue that my business is generating and reallocate it and redistribute it into the ecosystem of my business? These are the things that you're going to have to learn. Ooh, if any of you agree with me on that, I would love for you to give me some feedback, because what I'm sharing with you, like I said, I think some people are going to go back 5 years. They're going to come back 5 years. Today is June 22nd, 2021, right? So June 22nd, 2026. Somebody's going to come back and watch this video and say, wow, Negrodamus did it again.
Oh.
I'm just goofing off.
Very much. So.
I'm just having fun. I'm enjoying life today, y'all.
Yes.
5 years from now, write it down in your calendar. And some of y'all who super spiritual and deep, if you don't like me goofing off, oh, he shouldn't be speaking that, find another channel. But for the rest of y'all that's coolio with your boy, listen to me. 5 years from now, June 22nd, 2026, somebody's going to come back and say, wow, truly he was Negrodamus.
Why did you shoot me?
Oh my God, that is too funny. Ooh, I'm tripping out. The reason why I'm laughing so hard is because I had another point I wanted to raise, but I'm laughing too much right now. Oh my God. So for all of you that are watching me, I hope that what I shared with you means something, and I hope that it brings some value to you. So let me digress and get back to my final point with this trending topic in business, because if a lot of people are rushing the markets today, if what I'm saying is true to any extent, and a lot of us are looking for ways and means to actually create financial stability, if you don't have the right information, most likely you're just looking for alternative investments. You're either working on a job, you're maxing out your retirements, and that's good for people who are working on jobs, because that may be your way of creating future stability. For those of you that are entrepreneurial and you really don't have the stability of a job, there are other alternatives that you have to look into. You may be looking into cryptocurrency. You may be looking into residential or commercial real estate investing. You may be looking to venture capitalism or whatever the investment is, or whatever the means and ways are that you're pursuing. It's still a reflection of an overwhelming majority of people from all backgrounds, from all tax brackets, income classes, that are going into the markets looking for means and ways to create financial stability, which means they want to put their money in systems. They want to preserve it. They want to safeguard it. They want to keep it. And this is very, very important. So the next part of this discussion for me to you would be, based on the question of what exactly should you do then. Let's say if you're looking for means and ways, but you want to make educated decisions, you want to be informed. Well, it goes back to something I said yesterday. You want to invest in yourself. You want to educate yourself. You want to train yourself. You want to develop the understanding and learn the language of business and entrepreneurship and finances and investments. That's number one. But then once you start learning it, you want to start leaning in and moving towards going into certain markets to make sure that your money can be well invested. I personally think that in doing so, it connects to or highlights another trending topic. And that other trending topic is associated to holding companies or business systems. This is so critical. I was looking at the analytics, the data from our YouTube page just this morning, because when I started putting the details of this discussion together today, I realized that one of the trending topics adjacent to financial stability is actually business ownership. So what that means is a lot of the people who make up a whole group of people in America, I'm talking about a large number of Americans, a lot of these people who are looking for financial stability, especially after COVID, in this post-pandemic moment. And a lot of these people who are going into the markets, putting a lot of their money in all these systems, a lot of them have in their minds, I wish I had a business, or I wish I could put my money someone can control the narrative a little better or a little more. Because when you put your money in certain business systems or in certain investments or currencies or in certain markets, you don't necessarily control the narrative. You don't decide and determine when you get it back, how you get it back, if it fluctuates or not. You don't always control that narrative, especially if what you're investing in is not as real or solid as real estate, which is one of the few that you can actually drive by and see where your money at. And that's a different feel than your money just being on a digital screen that you're looking on an app to see where it's at. Okay? So my point is, this connects to the other trending topic of business ownership. A lot of people are looking at trying to figure out, how do I own a business? And if I own a business, how can I scale my business? How can I use my business as a means or a way or a vehicle to really, safeguard my money and to really, create financial stability for my life? And I know this to be true because, again, this morning I'm looking at the analytics of my YouTube page, and I say, let me just go back to the last 30 days and see what is trending on YouTube pages like mine. Because a lot of the data that we get, even a lot of the data that Trustworthy gives us, this data is really closely associated to other financial or entrepreneurial gurus on social media. I'm not saying I'm like a lot of them. I'm not saying I'm on a lot of their level, because a lot of them are way bigger than I am. A lot of them are way more exposed than I am. A lot of them have done a whole lot more work to be where they are, and they're deserving of where they are. What I'm saying is, when you start looking at a lot of the analytics and the data behind YouTube pages like mine, those analytics and that data connects people like me to other people who are talking about similar topics. So I'm not putting myself in some of those circles. I'm just saying that if basically you can put certain words in YouTube, you could put certain words in Google, and I'll come up, and maybe Dave Ramsey will come up, or maybe another guru will come up, or another financial person will come up, because I'm one of those people who are hashtagging and who have companies like Trustworthy, a marketing company that's working to fuel the information that we're putting out. I'm just bringing that up to show you that the data that I see on my analytical board for my website, for my channel, that data is not inaccurate. That data is accurate. It may not be hundreds of millions of views. It may only be hundreds of thousands of views, but it's still data that can help you gauge what's trending. Okay, so let me show you. Here's some data. I looked at my audience for the last 30 days, right? And out of the last 30 days, 78% of the tens of thousands of people who have viewed our information on YouTube and Google searches, 78% of those people are males. 78% of them are males. Now again, it just depends on how like nerdy you are. That might lean, if you did like some deep research, that might lean towards more men are consuming this data right now because they are leaders of families, or they're breadwinners, or they assume a certain responsibility for their spouses, and they want to be the ones to try to figure out what they need to do. All right? So out of tens of thousands of views just within the last 30 days, 45% of these people, 45% of these people are between the ages of 25 and 34. 25 and 34. That's 45%. So 5 out of 10 people who watch YouTube channels like mine, which are predominantly about business, predominantly about money, predominantly about investing, predominantly about economics, 5 out of the 10 people are males between 25 and 34 years old. But if you look at those numbers, it's telling you that something has changed, and there's a younger generation who's like, we ain't finna be stuck at 65 broke.
Yeah.
I can talk to 25 to 34-year-olds, and most of them will say, listen, I'm trying to get out. Like I was talking to my nephew on Father's Day. We was out there in the parking lot for like almost an hour just talking, and we talking about business. He's in his early 30s, so he fits that criteria. He's probably 30, 31, 32, right? And the whole time we talking, he's talking about business. This dude got a plan. And his plan is like, basically, I'm a project manager right now with a company. I got 2 or 3 more years that I need this under my belt. But the moment I get what I need under my belt and get my other certifications, I'm moving into investments. I already have a plan. This will be the last job I'll ever work on. We're talking about a 30-year-old, 29, 30, 31 years old, right? He's talking like that. So this is a representation of those numbers. 20% of the people who watch these videos are between 18 and 24. So the second largest group that listen to this content about business and money are between 18 and 24. The third largest group, which is 18%, is 35 to 44. So people between 25 and 44 years old, particularly males, make up 85% of the people who view the content that people like me are sharing on social media. So people who 24 and older, they just somewhere getting drunk, clubbing, like whatever. People who 44, 45 and up ain't really listening. A lot of people ain't. There's more people younger than 44 that's listening to people like me than people who are older than 44. And you know, that's one of the things that tells me they stuck in their ways. They don't want to change. Most of them probably middle class, work on a job, get about $30,000, $40,000 a year, got 2 cars that they owe, might own a house that they owe, probably got about $20,000, $30,000 in credit card debt. This is the profile of the average middle class American who's over 44 years old, who's, by the way, broke because they don't have the right information, but they want financial stability. Now, these trending topics, like I said, this today's show might be goofy for you. It might be boring for you, unless you really want to do something with your life. Unless you really want to get somewhere in life. Unless you just sick and tired of being sick and tired when it comes to your financial situation. And if you want to change that, then guess what's going to have to happen? You're going to have to do what the wealth advisory team told me to do in the email yesterday and today. You're going to have to review your financial situation. One of the ways you can review your financial situation is connect with a company like us. We're teaching financial principles, we're teaching entrepreneurship principles, we're teaching business principles, and we're actually showing people how to create a solid financial situation. Now, we're doing that through several different ways. Our most popular way is through our online educational training platform called the Blueprint Game Plan, just in case you've never heard of it. It is a 5-step wealth building system. It's all virtual, video-based content that we literally use these 5 steps in our wealth building system to teach you how to go from 0 to however many zeros. We teach this process. I'm living those 5 steps. I know the 5 steps work. There are a lot of people who have steps, who have strategies, who have formulas in the financial world, but I created 5 that I know worked for me and for my wife, that brought us to where we are right now in our financial life, in our business, in our organization. And guess what? If it works, I'm going to continue to work it. So our Blueprint Game Plan is a 5-step wealth building system. It is virtual, video-based content, over 500 videos or more, because we're getting ready to add a couple new programs to that within the next month or so. And you learn all the most important aspects of financial literacy. You learn all the most important aspects of entrepreneurship. This is all the content that we're teaching. You learn all of the most important aspects of starting and structuring a holding company, how to run that holding company. We teach you all that in this program. We teach you about the fundamentals of residential and a little bit of commercial real estate investing. I actually teach my personal formula that we've used for clients that we've worked with as consultants. And I'm talking about clients who are actually investing in real estate on a daily basis, who have amazing real estate portfolios. It's not something that we just Google, copied, and paste, and we don't know what we're talking about. We've been in real estate since we've been married, my wife and I, and that's been 18 years, and that's how we built our business, on the back of doing real estate. As my wife as a salesperson, licensed in the state of Georgia, and for me, I was a marketing assistant for her. I was a consultant for her team as a licensed agent when it came to touching bases and really communicating with investors. And that's how we started a lot of what we got going on today. So for those of you that want to start educating yourself, I would highly recommend you to start with that Blueprint Game Plan, for you to at least learn all the basic fundamentals of entrepreneurship, business ownership, holding companies, real estate investing, and tax strategies. All those things are going to be foundational to your financial stability. We also provide a 1-year business coaching program, and that is a 1-year business coaching program that's made up of literally 52 weeks of touch points. So that means every week for 52 weeks, if you're a part of our business coaching program, there's a touch point between us and you. We provide quarterly one-on-one coaching sessions in that 1-year business coaching program. We provide quarterly business coaching masterminds where you come together with other like-minded people. We provide bi-weekly one-on-one coaching calls. We provide periodic virtual live coaching sessions. We provide virtual training assignments, because we actually give you for free our Blueprint Game Plan. So when you join our 1-year business coaching program, we add to that for free our 1-year Blueprint Game Plan. So you get the virtual training for free in our business coaching program. So if you're interested in getting any of the services or programs that we have, I want you to reach out to me today. All the information is in the comments. And if you look in the description of this show, you will see that we have a VIP business workshop coming up this Saturday, June the 26th from 12 to 4. I'm going to take 4 hours right here in our Buckhead headquarters boardroom. I'm taking 4 hours. You can be in person or you can Zoom live virtual. I'm going to take 4 hours and I'm going to show you how to properly start and structure a holding company. I'm going to show you how to run the day-to-day operations of a holding company. I'm going to show you how to create divisions and subsidiaries within your holding company. I'm going to be talking about housing your intellectual property. I'm going to be talking about packaging your products and services through the many different divisions and subsidiaries in your holding company. I'm going to be talking about real estate investing within your holding company, reallocating and redistributing your money throughout your holding company. I'm going to be talking about everything. And I'm going to walk you step by step through the process to show you how you should even file and form it when it comes to your articles of organization, when it comes to your LLC, your EIN, how it needs to be categorized so that you can have everything in place, operating agreements, A to Z holding companies I'm going to be talking about. And if you join our VIP business workshop, meaning that if you RSVP and you purchase your VIP ticket, it's only $29.99. If you purchase it, I'm giving you free access to our VIP financial workshop that we hosted 2 weeks ago. It was 4 hours and it was all on accounting, QuickBooks, tax strategies, and financial literacy. I'm just going to give all that to you for $29.99. All you have to do is look in the comments and you can text VIP special to that number for the workshop to sign up. And you can also text Blueprint if you want access to that Blueprint game plan. And maybe you want to join the coaching program, text coaching. And guess what? If you text coaching and join our 1-year business coaching program, I'm going to give you the Blueprint and I'm going to give you both VIP workshops for free. Whoop, there it is. I love y'all. I want y'all to have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow right here on the Ramon Preston